Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. As always, today I'm gonna do a beat breakdown. You guys requested it. I got them 50 likes. I do appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoying the beat making videos where I make the beat, you know, record it and then, you know, put it up. I thought try something different. It worked. You guys like it, so I'm gonna continue doing that. So, but today I'm gonna do the beat breakdown. Like I said, if I got 50 likes, I'm gonna do the beat breakdown. So here it is. So if you ever heard the beat, I'll just give you a little tease of it. You know, I'm definitely gonna upload the full beat so you can hear the whole thing. But yeah, so this is what it sounds like. So that's a little teaser right there. I didn't master it actually in FL Studio. I actually mastered it in Studio One. So I might do a video on how to master it, but my mastering chain was so crazy. I was just experimenting, and yeah, but I'm gonna definitely get a mastering video going one day, but not today. But anyway, let's get to the beat. Let's break this bad boy down. So we're gonna start off with the first sound, which is basically a silent one patch. It's actually a little pluck I made. Really simple pluck I made. It's just a triangle wave and a sine wave with 8 voices. Very simple. Pause the screen if you want to copy the settings of how to make it. So yeah, pause, get it, there you go. But what I did to give some flavor is I went to, let me go here, on the channel 1, I did a lot of trickery to it. So first I added a little bit of decimor, and that basically just kind of gave it some of that old vintage sound to it, like gave it like some old school sample rate. So basically just I desample rated it, made it a lower sample rate. So I made it about 11 kilohertz. Added a little filtering in it. Decimor is definitely a cool thing. It's made by D12. Very affordable plug-in. I recommend it. It's dope. It's very cheap, like 30-something bucks, 40-something bucks. But it's cheap, and it just gives like that old school type of vibe to your music and your sound. So yeah, that's all it is. Very simple little plug sound. Then I added some fruity EQ parametric too, because my favorite EQ. Rolled off all those lows because, you know, it just sounds better with them lows in there. You can hear that, all that information you don't need. So I want to be more thin. And that's going to leave room for my 808 and kick and all that. So I just rolled off about 500 and around 550 hertz, some odd around there. Just, you know, just get some of the lows good out. Just kind of cut some of the lows because you don't really need them, like I said. Then I added my new favorite reverb, which is Valhalla Reverb or Vintage Verb. Very dope. Like I said, another affordable plugin. It's about 60 bucks, but it sounds amazing. I mean, it's like one of the best reverbs I've heard in a while. The guys at Valhalla DSP make great plugins. I got the delay, I got the reverbs. I love it. I love their stuff. Their stuff is amazing. I mean, there's some other plugins I'm gonna get from them soon. So yeah, check them out. They dope. I mean, this gives like a little space. And I rolled off the lows and the highs because you don't really need highs and lows in the reverb. So if you use any reverb, it can be Fruity Reverb 2 or whatever. I usually roll off about 200 hertz in the lows and about 2K in the highs, and just use that mid frequency reverb, that high mid frequency reverb, and I brought the mix down to 50%, and it just gives it that nice space. Next, I added gross beats because, you know, we love gross beats. Using the 1/2 speed, because without it sounds like this. Oh, that's another thing. The pattern, matter of fact, is just a minor chord repeating, but I turned it to an ARP by going right up here and turning the arpeggiator on, turn it the direction up and down. It's got up and down sticky, and I left the time alone, and I have it one repeat, and that turns it into a arpeggiator. So if you want to make an arp, you can make like a cool little pluck sound, like a lead or a pluck sound. Go to the FL Studio, turn it to an arp just by going to the little wrench tool, and you know, just turn it into a arp, and that's pretty cool. So now it sounds like this. Which is pretty cool. I like to make my own arts. I hate using plug-in arts. I like to make my own. And then I put some gross beats on it, 1/2 speed. I like that little clicky noise it has. It's like a broken sample type thing. Then I added another EQ and just rolled out some more lows. Don't know why. I think it added some lows when I did the gross beat. So that's the first sound. Pretty simple, just a simple patch. Next up is Serum. We'll get to that, to the 808s. I think I actually did the 808 second. So I put my godfather of 808 presets. Shout out to Sikky Beat who helped me create these plugins and create these fades. That's one of his little trickeries right there. You can get this in Space Sauce. So yeah, it's just an 808 we made in Space Sauce. Added some decapitator to it. Used the EMI preset. Turned it all the way up to like 7 to the drive. I drove it hard. So before it sounds like, if it's gonna play. It sounds pretty good by itself, but once you add that decapitator on there, that decapitator just brings it out and just makes it, just gives it that crunch. And I put a fruity limiter in there because that's gonna be my side chain, which I get to that when I get to the kick drum. Next, I had a lo-fi snare cell. I don't know what pack I got this out of. I think it was out of the blackout kit, I think. No, it was actually out of Kush Drums, matter of fact. I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't. It was out of yeah, I don't know. It's a kit I bought when I got, I think it was the blackout kit. It's either blackout or Pablo kit. Yeah, it's out of the Pablo free kit, first aid kit. So shout out to Pablo Productions for that. It's a free kit. Go to his website, look him up on SoundCloud, and he got a free kit he put out called First Aid Kit, and I just used that snare because it was pretty dope, and it's free. So I done did a lot of his products before, and I love his products. You know, he makes some dope products, so shout out to him. Next, I used this this weird snare. It's called Effect Snare Diffusion. I think I did something to the lo-fi stuff. Yeah, I added the Transient Master. My bad. I add 30% on the attack and did about 10%, negative 10% on the sustain, because I wanted to be more snappy and then have less sustain because I didn't want to have too much reverb because I added my own reverb. So without the transient shaper, sounds like that. But then with the transient shaper, I don't know if I'm playing the wrong one. That's it. Just kind of, it makes it a little bit more snappier. Not much. Not like I didn't want to go crazy like that, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to take too much sustain out because it'd be like that. So I kept about 30, so you know, and then add some reverb to it. Valhalla Reverb, same thing. Do all my main settings, my quote unquote Ebony Road type of settings, and I brought the mix down to about 10. So I did that right there. So cool. Then we go to the snare effect. It's just another diffusion snare. It's a weird, like, I don't know if y'all can hear that. It's kind of low, but you know, let me bring it up a little bit. That's what it sounds like. Let's restart that. Might need to change that in the mix now. And that's just like a little bounce snare. So it's like, and that's all that's doing. It's just it's on triplet notes, and it's just two. And I could have did my randomizer tool, but I didn't feel like doing that, so I just say, you know, I'll just leave it regular and see how it works. And it worked for me pretty good there. Next, I add this cymbal, not cymbal, hi-hat. Pretty simple hi-hat. I would add my fruity EQ, cut all my lows. I cut my lows because I'm making room for my low content information. Always cut your lows because it just makes sense. I mean, it just, if it don't have that information down there, and if it has a little bit of spill into it, you can definitely free up more space for your kick and 808s in the end, and it makes your kick and 808s sound a lot powerfuler. So definitely cut your lows if you don't need them. You know, that's what I do. That's just personal preference, but you don't have to do it. But I'm just giving you the game. Valhalla Reverb, just, I mean, it used to be RC24, but yeah, kind of left that bad boy behind. So just add a little reverb to it, and it makes it a little snappier. And I always pan my stuff to the right a little bit because I don't know, hi-hats just sound good on the right. It just do. I can't explain it. To me, it just do. Next up is this Serum patch. Like I said, once again in the space sauce. It's called Cosmic Fog. Pretty dope. Gross beats on it. It's basically, let me turn it off. Just made a little quick pattern. Simple little pattern right there, but once you put that 1/2 speed on there, start getting that young Metro Travis Scott type sound. And then parametric EQ, cutting those lows out. Give that filtered effect. Dope right there. Just it's good. It's just good. It's just different. It's just different. Next up we have a contact. I think it's a string if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm using my strings. I made these strings, but I didn't put them too big into the mix, but I just have a little bit of Valhalla Reverb and a little bit of EQ, But you don't really hear them in a mix anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I just add a little bit extra flavor, just kind of filling some of those gaps and those holes that are inside of the mix. And I like to do that, you know, because sometimes you can fill in like certain spaces just to give a little bit more flavor, but push them in the background. You don't have to have them up front. You don't have to have every sound heard in a mix. One thing I noticed, if you have sounds in there, and you can have a bunch of sounds in your mix and have some sounds not even really apparent to the listener, but it will add a vibe and a flavor to your track because you have those little bitty things. Because like everybody can hear different frequencies. And by, you know, exploiting those frequencies and, you know, having stuff going on in those areas, you know, you can definitely help out people, you know, and it gives a little bit more bounce in my opinion. It does, you know. Without it, it sounds kind of like, okay, it's good. With it, it's like, okay, got a little more vibe. It's not like, oh my God, the strings just bring it out, you know. So do keep that in mind, you know. You ain't gotta go crazy. Next I added a choir. I love this choir. This is the default choir in content. It's like my favorite choir. I love it. I added some decimor to it because, you know, why not? Why not add decimor to it? Give it some of that vintage flavor. So before, but now add decimor. It's almost like it's doing like a high pass filter, like a low pass filter where it's cutting out the highs. But it is different. You can do a low pass filter, but it won't sound the same because what decimor is doing, like I say, is decent. It's like taking out frequencies. It's doing more than just taking out frequencies. Like that's downsampling it. And it's giving like some old school converter type of stuff. So I'm definitely like decimor is definitely powerful. It does have a low pass filter on there, and I can engage it. And you can see the difference if I turn it back on regular, and then turn it low pass filter on. That's a low pass filter, and this is just with the sample rate. You see the difference? It's not cutting all the frequencies, but it is cutting the frequencies that sample rate would not be able to pick up. So that's why, you know, I got decimor, because it does something that a low pass filter can't do. Because it's actually, like I say, it's actually downsampling the sound. So people who saying, oh, you just throw a low pass filter on and do the same thing. No, it's completely different. If you throw a low pass filter on, you have a completely different sound than downsampling it. So there, proof right there. Anyway, then add some Valhalla Reverb to give it more space to it. And then a little EQ, like always. But then I did do a low pass, high pass filter because I like to make it sound more like a pad. Like when I do my choir, I like my choirs to sound like a pad sound. So you can add some phaser or something like that to it and definitely get a cool pad sound with that. But you know, it is what it is. See, because the low pass filter is actually cutting all frequencies, but like I said, downsampling is only cutting the frequencies that wouldn't be picked up in that sample rate. Okay, next we got another lead. This is that dope lead. that lead though. Like I said, it's in the space sauce. It's in space sauce, so pick it up. I'll put a link in the description below. You guys can go get that, cop that, okay? So I put some decimor on it, and I put some Valhalla Reverb. You see, there's a trend right here. Like Decimore and Valhalla Reverb, like my two, or like my combos. Like they are my thing. That's my sound. One thing about me is I struggled a long time to find my sound and my rhythm. So once I found Decimore, Valhalla Reverb, and some other plugins, they are my sound, you know, and that's what you gotta do. I say, when you make a beat, don't make a beat to sound exactly like somebody. Make a beat to have its own unique sound. Find your sound and stick with it, because that will set you apart from everybody else, and they can pick up on your beat. So. And without the Decimore and the Valhalla Reverb, it's like really high frequency. See, it just softens the blow with the lead, because the lead is very sharper lead. Next we have a phaser, just one of my favorite phasers. Shout out to Pablo Production once again. A freaking yeah sound with my new favorite delay, Echo Boy from Sound Toys. Like I said, I bought the Sound Toys bundle, and I just went through and bought all the Sound Toys stuff because I was like, man, my girlfriend said I can do it. So I was like, she said, you know what, bills are called up, bills are paid. What you go about, you want to buy? I said, I'm gonna buy Sound Toys, because I've always wanted the Sound Toy stuff, but they're really expensive. But I just bought the bundle and just said, bump it. I don't care. You know, sometimes you gotta spend money, but it's a dope delay. I'm still waiting for the complete 11 to go on sale, so I can get my the delay from Contact. I still want that delay because it has one feature that I really want to use, but until it goes on sale, I can't buy it. So, but yeah, this delay is very simple, very vintage sounding, and got a little ping pong delay on it, and it sounds great. I mean, it sounds really, really dope and really, really good, and I really like it. Like, Sound Toys make amazing stuff, and I'll do a review on Sound Toys stuff if you want me to. I don't mind. Next is my old signature kick, which actually I recreated this kick. I actually took this kick and all the processing, and I did all the processing and put it in the Kush drums. It's right here called Punch. So that's the kick right there that I recreated. So I mean, that's all my processing going in. So you don't have these plugins. You can right there, one button right there, had that good punch. So it's just a regular kick drum with some low pass, some high pass cut to it, because it's, you know, passing the highs going to the lows. Make way for the bass frequency, the 808 frequencies, and I add some decapitator. Now this is something I want to experiment with, actually distorting the kick drums. I've never done it. I have done it before in the past, but failed miserably. But now I understand how distortion works. I'm starting to distort my kick drums. Like, distorting your kick drums is nice. Like, you know, distorting them, clipping them, whatever you have to do, it's definitely a good thing to do. You should definitely try it. But like I said, you want to blend the mix in there. So without the decapitator, it sounds like this. Pretty good. Add the decapitator in there. You see, it has like a little, and that's gonna help it bust. That's gonna help it, like, you know, come through in those higher, in those like lower speakers and all that, like computer speakers and laptop speakers and all that. That's gonna help it cut through the mix too. So, I mean, just listen to the difference. It's a good difference. So if you got some kind of distortion plugin, Fruity Fast Distort, Camel Crusher, Fat Filter, Saturn, anything like that, decapitator, distort your kick drums. Don't be afraid to. Don't just distort your 808s. Distort the kick drums as well, because you get a great sound as well. Then if we go to the actual beat, we have these certain little parts that I added in there to add some flavor. One with this piano part, which is actually with I used the direct waves. This is out of the Royal Lounge pack that we have on our website. So if you want to get this pack, go to our website. It's called Royal Lounge. It's $10. It comes with amazing direct wave plugins. I mean, I sampled everything out. I did a bunch of editing and processing and running through stuff and all that, and made you a bunch of 25 of the hottest sounds, you know, to help you out. And like I said, you don't need nothing but FL Studio to open this. So. You know, that's called broken. That's called badly tuned. It's just a badly tuned piano sound I made. And what I did to it is I put some Valhalla Reverb and some Decimore to it, just to give it that. And it sounds like a badly tuned piano. That's the whole point. So yeah, $10, and you get that plus a ton of other, you know, bass, brass, choirs, leads, pads, pianos, plucks, and strings. I mean, just for you guys. So link in the description below if you want to go cop that. It's definitely worth it. I'll make a video review about it. So I added this in there just in one part of the beat, just to kind of switch it up, because you always want to have a change up here and there. That's one thing I do. I make my initial beat and I'll go through and add in extra sections in there to kind of change the mood up during the beat. So this comes in. And I actually play it in context with the beat in a second so you can really hear it. And then I added one more. This is from the same thing, the Direct Waves pack. It's called God of All Plugs. I mean, a dope plug. Like I said, add a little reverb to it. Even without the reverb, it's still. Add the reverb to it, just. I mean, like I said, it's in the Royal Lounge. Go get it. $10, man. Come on, it's on sale right now. Get it. So yeah, and that's just another thing that just kind of pops in there at the beginning of the beat. And then I chopped it. I chopped it up the head right up here. So if you hear the beginning of the beat, so we'll go ahead and unsolo everything. If you hear the beginning of the beat, you have. Do I have anything muted? Okay, let's. And then right here, I chopped it up a little bit. And then I add the piano right here. Let's see, you go from the strings to. And then 8 bars later. So all these bars in here have a different feel and different flavor. And they even switch up the hi-hat. So you have your regular hi-hats like this. And I have these right here before that. And like I said, that's one thing I think a lot of people don't do. They don't like really switch up their anything. They just kind of let it go and let it play and let it be simple and really don't care. They just kind of keep it static. But if you want it to sound less repetitive, you know, do some change-ups, change some stuff up, switch it around, do some dope stuff. I did change the 808s one time in the beat. I didn't do too much to the 808, so it goes. Because I mean, I got lazy at that point. And then, yeah, but I was switching up everything else. I didn't really feel the need to switch my 808s up in drums, but you can definitely, and that definitely will help. So definitely do, like, if you don't do anything, do one change up on your drums and have different, like, have elements in your beat that aren't heard until the verses. So you'll basically make your main beat, and then in your verses add about 2 or 3 more sounds that are just specific to the verse. And that way you'll get a more interesting sounding beat. Because I think that's a lot of thing that it's good to show it too. So you guys asked me to show you, but that's a great way to make your stuff less repetitive. Like, see, in my intro, also I put a love filter on there. And I do a video on how to do, you know, some automation, but I put love filter and I use the simple triangle low pass to give it kind of that wobbly effect. Make sure you turn down the resonance because it sounds like shit. But yeah, this is kind of like. It does that Drake shit. Then you have this is the chorus. But you don't hear the piano until the verse, which will give it like people are like, whoa, what that piano sound come from? He just added it in there, and it changes the mood. Cause I say a rapper be rapping, that comes in there, he got to switch his mood and switch his style up, and it's really cool. And also, if you notice, the beat's really not too crazy. It's very simple because I said I'm leaving room for the vocals and the artists to be able to sit in the mix, because I think a lot of people overproduce their beats. Like I said, this is only like 14 sounds, but it sounds really big and open because I selected the sounds appropriately to the beat. Now, like I said, I'm making a video on sound selection to help you guys out with that, but picking sounds that work together and, you know, editing them to work together and fit together does go a long way. So then when that piano part come in, it just does a whole new mood. It just switches the whole thing. It's just different after that point. And that's pretty much it. that's all there is to it. That's the beat. Very simple, very easy. Also, I sidechain my kick and 808, which I'm doing a sidechain video for FL Studio, cause I did one in Studio One. So I'll show you how to do that, because it's real easy, and it does make a difference, you know, for your kick and 808 and how they sit in the mix. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's the beat right there. I will put the full beat up after this video. So once this video go live, the full beat will come out so you guys can hear the full beat. I'm probably gonna change the master up, because I'm gonna redo the master in FL Studio. Because I did in Studio One do some experimentation for like song stuff, and I'm gonna go over that later down the road when I have a complete song to actually master. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please thumb it up if you like it. You know, leave a question below. If you want to see me go into more details about stuff, definitely bring it up. Also, link below, go to thebeatlounge.com. You know, support us, you know, pick up these hot sounds. You know, we're coming out with dope stuff, and we're gonna have a lot more affordable stuff coming out real soon. Some really affordable, like around the $5-ish, $10-ish range, with some dope stuff. You know, we try to give value, but then we like to make premium stuff too for you guys to really step your game up. Because like I said, a lot of producers don't want to give you these sounds and give you these secrets. I'm here to give you these sounds and these secrets to help you guys out. So with that being said, y'all know who it is. It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Not motivated by money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. And guess what? I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.